Okay, so so we just talked about the new cards, and now I basically want to talk about why I didn't like extra dimensional crisis. I don't like Eevee's Grove as a mini set. I just don't like the game that much right now. Even though I'm looking forward to the next set. So first off, before I talk crap about extra dimensional crisis, because I know a lot of people like to say is one of the best sets, I played the season. I was top 100 at one point. We can also go to rank just to prove I was playing the game. I also ended the season. I admittedly, I've not granted the season. I kind of stopped playing for like 2 weeks. But before anyone tries to say I didn't play the season, I have almost 800 games played. I ended up 343. I didn't play the last 5 days because I already locked in top 500 or top 1000. Before anyone tries to say I didn't play the season, and anything I'm saying is just me being copium and me just being bad at the game. I was literally top 500, so that is not something you could say in the comments. Now, let's talk about the meta. Why did I personally not like Extra Dimensional Crisis? You guys could also give me your opinions in the chat. So, this season was heavily dominated by Buzzwole, especially in ranked in the other 55 Savali variants that existed. Personally, I just thought it wasn't that fun. For me, I didn't like the Buzzwole mirror match. Playing in ranked, grinding for top 1000, I don't like the mirror match because the Buzzwole mirror match, it kind of wasn't skill based. It was kind of who drew the Pheromosa first and who drew the Ericas like the Leaf Cape so they don't get Cyrus and then Lusamid first. That was my personal opinion, and it was also the opinion of other people I've talked to. The mirror match just felt like luck. Solgaleo Shiinotic was also very annoying. We also had like stuff like Savali Charizard, which like made me not want to play Buzzwole, which is why I ended up playing Naganel Guzzlord. We could pull the deck up. It should still be in here. I ended up playing this deck the whole season because this deck was fucking top tier that nobody ever talked about, and it beat every single deck that was not Buzzwole. This deck was slept on for no reason last season. And the reason I just thought the season was pretty boring, maybe it was just me grinding top 1000, but it was just like, I don't know, like Buzzwole just kind of had everything, and like every time I played ranked, bro, I was like 80% Buzzwole. And then Savali, like we even like look at the meta, bro, like it was a very turn 2 based meta, which is one of the main reasons I didn't like it. At the end of the day, looking back, I don't think it was as bad as I thought it was, especially this season, because it still did feel like Pokemon Pocket. It's just Buzzwole was very powerful, and it just, like I said, it had everything. It had bench sniper, so it always had access to Cyrus, to that energy generation with Lusamine, Celesteela to be able to swap out. I don't know if anyone else has any like opinions on Extra Dimensional Crisis themselves, because I know some people don't enjoy it. I know some people really loved it. I'm kind of in the opinion of like I hated it when I played it, but now looking back, I don't think it was that bad. But those were like my main reasons. It was just Buzzwole, bro. Buzzwole was just like kind of very dominant. Obviously, it doesn't look like it, but it was like split in 2. Plus, these are like tournaments, not ranked. If you actually played the top 1000, yeah, exactly. I kind of agree, Golden. Like they gave us Buzzwole, and they gave us Savali, and then they gave us Guzzlord, and it was just like that. Like people want to say like this meta was diverse. It wasn't really diverse. We just kind of had the 2 Ultra Beast. I wouldn't even say 2 Ultra Beast decks, bro. People were playing Guzzlord, but people were not playing Guzzlord like that. It was mainly Buzzwole, Solgaleo Shiinotic, and Zard, and then like the Savali decks. Obviously, Zard and Savali were like a combo, but there were some like non-Savali Zard decks. But for me, it just felt like very going second. The mirror match just was, I didn't personally like. I don't like playing the mirror match, dude. It's just, I don't like playing mirror matches. It just, because mirror matches like mostly are just luck. Obviously like the most skilled mirror match is like Darkrai Giratina, which it's just Buzzwole was not. And yeah, for me, like I don't know, man. It's just like it wasn't that fun. Like it was all right, but also, like I said, it could just been me grinding to top 1000, which burnt me out of the game. But I don't think it was bad. I just don't think it was like you said, bro, like Golden, you said it was mid. I kind of agree. I don't think it really, I don't know, dude. It's just like, it was just Savali and Buzzwole, bro. And then it was like the toxic decks that like high road, bro, like Solgaleo and Charizard. I don't know, bro. I'm trying to like think of like, obviously we had the Oricorio decks too, but I don't think Oricorio wasn't really that good. Like I think Oricorio popped up at the end, but like because of Savali, Oricorio wasn't really there to hold stuff back like Zard. So looking back, I don't think it's too bad Like, I don't think it's garbage. I just think it's pretty mid. At least in my opinion, it just felt very boring. And if Guzzlord didn't exist, and if Guzzlord Nagano didn't beat every single deck in the meta, I would not have played this season, because this is the only deck I liked. Now let's talk about Eevee's Grove. I've had my opinion on Sylveon. A lot of people seem to either love or hate Sylveon. Like I said, I think it's just too strong. I think it's not fun. And the main reason I don't like this meta is because I don't feel like I'm playing real people. So when Sylveon Greninja, they actually, you know, like most of the times they get the Sylveon, they get the Greninjas, and they just draw the whole deck. That is what happens most of the time, more than 50% at least in my experience playing against the deck and also playing the deck myself. And it's just like, okay, well, they drew the whole deck. They have an Eevee on the board, so you can't red card or Mars them, because if you do, they probably just go into a Sylveon anyways, or a Professor Research, and then the Professor Research or the Sylveon either gives them just more cards that they need. And then they already have half their deck and they have a Greninja, so it's like, okay, well, any moment they're just gonna Cyrus something in and just win like that. So it's like, it's more of like my opponent is just kind of doing anything. And you can't say, yes, this deck in certain matchups has skill expression. Don't get me wrong, this deck can take skill in certain matchups, because you have to know when to Greninja, you have to know when to Cyrus and stuff like that. But at the same time, they are drawing their whole deck. So if you are not playing the top 5 meta decks, it kind of just feels like you don't have a chance. Because, like, yeah, Garchomp can't beat Garchomp Rampardos, can 100% beat Sylveon Greninja, but it is way more consistent for them to beat me and like, because sometimes, you know, they just Sylveon red card me, bro, and I just don't either find the Sylveon, my Sylveon, or I just don't draw the rare candy. I just lose. So that is one thing. Also, Sylveon Charizard is the most skillless deck of the game. Stoke Charizard is insanely broken, giving it incredible consistency with both the drawing Eevee and the Sylveon. It's just no skill. I personally refuse to play that deck. It's just very boring to me. It's a very boring playstyle. Everybody I see who plays it on stream comments on how boring it is and that it does not take skill. Some games, yes, against Oricorio, it might, because you have to stall. Okay, you guys have to stall. Boo-hoo. You have the Lilies because you have the whole deck, dude. You have the Sylveons. And yeah, this deck can brick. Don't get me wrong. Both of these decks can't brick. It's just, there's way less likely to because of Sylveon and the Eevee. For like example, bro, let me pull up the tier list real quick. We can just go back to my channel. I could do this. I just posted it like the other day. Ranking every meta deck. And maybe this is a personal problem. No, I agree, Dio. I really like the Eevee box. And maybe this is just a personal skill issue for me, because I am not playing Sylveon Greninja and I'm not playing Sylveon Charizard. So this is maybe the reason I don't like this deck, because I think one of the main reasons for someone to like a set is to have a favorite deck. I like Garchomp. I like Sylveon Magnezone. I'm not going to say they're my favorite decks ever to play in the game. I also did like Eevee box until Charizard Sylveon became really popular, because that is one of the worst matchups, bro. And with the Res Oricorio, I just feel like I never draw the Leafeon, or I never draw like Genetic Apex Flareon, depending on which one I'm playing. So I think the main reason I don't like this deck is because I simply just refuse to play the top 2 decks. I also don't really want to play Darkrai Giratina anymore. I don't want to play Solgaleo, and I don't really like Savali decks. I don't really like Buzzwole either. So I'm kind of forced to play the decks in what I would say are like under the top of the top, which is like Guzzlord, Garchomp, Tapu Koko, and Magnezone. And I'm not even saying I don't like to play meta decks. Don't get me wrong. I won with Executor Celebi, obviously, which is like the #1 deck at the end of Space Time. I've also played stuff like Masquerade of the Decidueye, which became one of the top tier decks after that one Urseys. So it's not that I refuse to play a top tier deck, but yeah, some people like, yeah, Golden, like you're saying, some people like do prefer to play like the anti-meta off meta decks, which I think is correct. But I feel like in this meta, you really can't, because like obviously, you know, you can't god roll with these decks in the B. And you can still beat these decks. Honestly, you can still, like, anything C and above, it is still theoretically possible to beat the stuff in the top. It's just going to be way less consistent and harder. And Dio, that is that is going to my second point. Nothing in this meta has changed. So the first week, everybody kind of just knew about the Sylveon. Okay, the Japanese players were on the Charizard. Us NA players kind of didn't do it until like the first Urseys, when everyone saw Judy play this. But Sylveon Greninja was like a day 1 deck. Darkrai Giratina is just always there. It just does not die. Stuff like Solgaleo, Sylveon just kind of like transitioned after people saw Charizard. Like, oh yeah, why are we playing Shinoda? We can just play Sylveon. This stayed the same. This stayed the same. This kind of transferred over. We got Eevee box week 1. and like a week and a half we got Garchomp, and or people realized way earlier that Oricorio is just good. So people started playing Oricorio way more fast. Plus, you know, there's less Sovali decks because of Sylveon Greninja. So Oricorio came back up. We had Garchomp, and then we had Eevee Box. That was the only meta development in the first week and a half. And after that, we have nothing, bro. There's no new decks. The only new meta development is, okay, people are playing less of this top tier deck, so this other top tier deck is being played more because it just beat, you know, like for example, Buzzwole is being played more because a lot of the Buzzwole counters are being played less in the top tier. Like Eevee Box is being played less. I think Charizard is being played less a little bit in ranked, but I think it's still there, or if not, it's probably gonna make a comeback because Buzzwole is being played. It's just no meta development, bro. So it's been a very boring season from day one. Yeah, like you can play these off meta decks, but at the same time, it's like, or at least like in for me, if I'm gonna be grinding top like 1,000, top 5,000, dude, I'm gonna be real. There's only so many fucking Sylveon red cards I can take, or Sylveon Mars, or Sylveon turn 2 Charizards. It's so boring, bro. It's just so boring. I couldn't do it. I literally have not played the game in 2 weeks because I personally, one, like I said, I don't have a favorite deck this season. I have decks I like. I don't have any deck that stands out to me. 2, I don't really like playing what the meta is because I don't feel like I'm actually playing against my opponent. Like, yes, like I said, the Greninja Sylveon has skill expression in some matchups, but at the same time, when you draw the whole deck and you go second, especially if you go second, bro, there's also win streaks. I think win streaks are good and bad. I think win streaks make it way harder to hit top 1,000 for a majority of the people. And try to maintain that because you have to play 24/7 because it is so easy to gain ranked. Or maybe that's just because more people are actually playing ranked. For example, where I can just pull it up real quick. So you can see here, I got 343rd last season at 1970. Like I said before, I kind of stopped playing this rank because I just found it very boring. I'm at 1965 and I'm unranked. What was top 400 last season and like top 5, like very close to top 1,000 in the previous seasons, is nowhere close. I think it's like 2,400. And I only have like 250 games played. Like I said, I've not been grinding this season. So I think win streaks are cool. It's literally a 9 to 5 job. So I can just pull up this. I can just pull up the meta, bro, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that Tilly video was great, by the way. Yeah. Exactly, integrity, bro. You said it. Or also, bro, welcome, bro. I haven't seen you in a minute, bro. So thanks for tuning in. But yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm playing against an opponent. It feels like I'm just playing against the deck, which is my problem. It's just it makes it so it's very boring. I made that Sylveon video. I also made that tier list. A lot of people are saying you're just bad at the game. Oh, my bad, bro. I literally got top fucking 400 in the last season, which you guys are saying I'm bad at, bro. Like, I'm not gonna admit that the last season, yes, was pretty, like, was way easier because it was like 50 points under the other ones. But dude, it's like I feel like people like see the title or just make statements when they don't actually listen. Because in that Sylveon video, I said there was a positive and a downside of Sylveon being in the game. I said, yeah, the consistency of Pokemon Pocket is garbage. But because of cards like Greninja and Charizard, bro, it's very broken and it's not healthy for the game. So yeah, personally, bro, like integrity set are the best. It doesn't feel like I'm playing my opponent. Also, all the meta decks for me are personally boring. That is the main reason that I don't like the season. Am I being a hater and do I enjoy not liking the game? I fucking love this game, bro. I want to love this game 24/7. So it's just unfortunate, bro. Like, yeah, not everybody's going to love a meta. People hated Celestial Guardians, bro, when it was happening. I think that's my favorite season. So it's always like, just because I say something is bad or I don't like it doesn't mean other people don't have to like it. So that's just like kind of what I wanted to get through, bro. Like, I don't enjoy Eevee's Grove. Do you enjoy Eevee's Grove? If so, I'm happy for you. I personally just don't. And these are the reasons why. That doesn't make it your reasons of liking Eevee's Grove any less valid than my reasons for not liking it. Which I feel like some people don't understand, that two people can have different opinions and they could both be right. So I think that's it. Like, I already looked at the meta, like I said, dude, in this video. I don't really like any of the A decks. I'm kind of playing these like decks that I think are a little bit weaker than A. Maybe Sylveon. I think Sylveon Magnezone maybe can reach A if you're playing Tapu Lele. I didn't really have Tapu Lele, was not really a thing when I was playing, so you could like low-key increase that. I don't even like Guzzlord this season. I'm gonna be real. I don't even like playing Guzzlord. I love Guzzlord and Naganova. I can't speak. last season. I don't really like it in this season. I only really like it in this meta. I feel like it has a lot more worse matchups. So like Garchomp's my favorite deck, but Garchomp like still like, dude, I don't know how people can beat I feel like it's impossible to beat Charizard of Garchomp. Like unless they brick for like 2 turns, bro. But if they get like turn 1 Zard, you're not winning that. You're not winning that match, bro. I think I beat like 2 Char. Maybe that's just a skill issue, bro. But or maybe just bad luck. But I don't know. These are my personal opinions on the 2 mini sets. I've personally, bro, at least everybody in the server has said it's mid. I even, you know, let me pull up that YouTube poll, bro. Let's just see what people are saying. So we have this post. I asked people, what do they think about the season? 106 votes. 35 said I like the season. So which means the other 65% thinks it's either mid, bad, or they are no longer motivated to play until the next set. It seems like a lot of people, bro, that I talked to are not enjoying the set, don't like the meta, something like that. So I don't know. It's not just me. Either way, the next set I'm looking forward to, Gen 2 looks really promising. It looks like the whole game is just changing. So yeah, those are my reasonings, bro. Some people in, like I said, chat kind of agreeing. People on YouTube who are going to watch this video later, let me know your opinion in the comments. Like I said, bro, it does not matter if you like the meta. Like I said, bro, let me know where you like it. If you don't like it, bro, let me know why you don't like it. Peace out. Have a lovely day as always.